Uh-huh. All right, YouTube. What's the deal? Here we go. We are live. Can't be doing all that live. You're supposed to be ready, Christopher. What's going on? Hey, you know what? I'm just a realist. I'm so much a realist. I think it creates a problem. But then people turn around and they be real. I never could get that. I just never could get it. So this is a throwback idea though about like a problem solution. Now there's a gentleman, Robert Blake, that I watch some of his videos sometimes. He's a YouTuber. Okay. I'm going to put the link to the last video that I saw. Just I only could catch a few minutes of it. I had to go. But it was really good. It was talking about when YouTube cancels your channel. Just that alone is enough for people to realize that you always have to be able to pivot. In basketball, the worst thing is when you're dribbling the ball and you stop and you can move one foot, but then you can't move the other, right? So you have a pivot foot. But when you start pivoting too much, it's called traveling, and you give the ball to the other team. You cannot forget that you have a pivot foot. And it's called really a choice, a solution. The internet, my goodness, there's no need to be stuck onto one thing. We should always be thinking about pivoting. I had to talk about this because um, we rely so much on third parties and the internet. And I was telling my kids, like as a household, we're interdependent. And then I was listening to this success book, and I love it when, for me, God reaffirms what I'm talking about because this like audio success book on YouTube was pointing out, things about success, and one of them was realizing the world is interdependent. When we get on the road and drive, man, if we don't get killed, that's because the other people decided not to run into us in part because we're interdependent. We decided not to run into them. We forget that when we are commenting on someone's videos, when we're trolling, when we're trashing, when we're dashing, whatever it is, um, you're creating the world that you want to be in. If you're going to be nasty and negative, and this is serious, I was telling my child this, like, don't be nasty and negative. You're putting that in the world only for it to come back. Okay, everything in this world goes. The water doesn't escape; it just changes the form. Nothing go ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So be careful what you put in the world because it's coming back. So having that knowledge, that power of love can conquer all things, it just doesn't look the same. Love doesn't come out with teeth and fangs. Love comes out in works and in faith, and it's gentle, but you mess with love. Okay, so here's what I'm saying this for. I developed some things like this most recent thing, QR pop. Guess what? I just saw people being salty and hating. I'm like, why? I'm not hating on any tech or nothing like that. I'm just talking about a solution. Here's what I'm video. I'm going to show you this because he talks about, if you get kicked off YouTube and it's not even your fault, and that can happen. He also mentioned videos ago about the need to like have your own space. I'm like, dude has been watching my Micah videos, but I've been having this concept here, on it for years. I just authorize the testing of our new platform today, and it's not. Let's be up sooner than later. I got one, but it looks so nice, doing shiny thing. Anyhow, he also spoke about in his video, as I said about getting kicked off YouTube and it not being your fault, um, and solutions. I think it was at maybe a minute and 28 seconds. I don't know, but he talks about not a problem coming with some solutions. I was like, yeah, and I and the kids that are hating things realize like my QRpop.net, a solution to a problem that I personally encountered. Now, the great thing, and so is my internet contact address hub, a solution to a problem that I encountered. My friend died, and they had no way to get a hold of me. pages, white pages, all that was fading out. I wasn't quite on the internet and didn't pay attention to my social media sites. I created Micah so that people can find me and not rely on Google or anything else. It's up to me if I want to be found or not, and they'll know that. Everything that you're seeing is it's something that came up in my life that was like, you know what, I could use that. And if I could use it, maybe somebody else could. I never even saw these things first, never heard no one talk about them first. Some of these things came to me in a dream. So anyone that's watching this, I say, go live it. And you know what? It was a lot to get this information in a dream and to just see it. And it was a lot. I had enough talking about some things with my friends. I was like, watch this, drop the mic and go make it happen. And that's where we're at. So a couple of people, responded, oh, you did that video to promote QR Pop. No. I did the video. And then I was like, wait, what's the solution? Let me create one. I'm not going to keep talking about the problem. I identified the problems for some that didn't know how to identify maybe what was good or bad, what they would use or wouldn't use. And so I did some videos and still do videos because some people don't do that. They don't think that, well, you all have different gifts and talents. I cannot organize like some people can. Not some things. We just have different talents and gifts. And that's the great thing about the internet is when someone is using their talent and not exploiting their talents just for selfish gain, you should be able to tell, and you can get some authentic information. We need to, though, realize that the world is trying to stop thinking of solutions and trying to fund where we think. They want solutions, but where we want solutions only. Don't give me no creative, disruptive solutions that could disrupt the balance of power. No, we don't want that, says the world, because the world is run by individuals. Individuals want power. Corporations want money. That's all they're trying to do. I'm not dissing all that, but we've got to realize that. People that have certain gifts, they don't all use it for good. We've got to realize that as well. And unfortunately, some of these comments are not, good people that just notice something. Some of them are nasty comments. And this is what I believe, like, we have to recognize what goes in the world is going to come back out. Show love first and always return that kindness. When people see acts of kindness, when they see love in motion, it makes a difference inside. Now, I have said this for years as we developed our loyalty. And then at my children, their school started this program based on some guy who's done studies. And guess what the study was about? Drop the link again. It was based about our loyalty, how the world is different when kind, and the social differences and how people feel different and the emotions when they see good works and stuff. It's like, hello, I'm a Christian. That's why God says speak on these things. He don't say talk about how nasty it is, how stupid it is, how horrible you are. None of that. Speak on these things: kindness, love. What is it? Ephesians, I think it talks about it, but all good stuff, uplifting stuff, encouraging stuff. Yeah, identify your error and create a solution, find the solution. But don't just pounce someone for error. Don't get on there for no reason. I mean, how could someone get on a video that I made, right? Just a demo video and say, oh, that stupid thing. That right there is not healthy for our world. Why don't you get on and say that? Why the player hating? And I think the internet fosters that. What I think it does is foster what's there naturally. And now it's just more widespread. But there's also something that it's doing as far as cutting out some innovation, feeling that you can get in the game. It's like it's over. Google and Amazon and Facebook own everything. I might as well not create a company, or I don't trust them because it's not Google, Amazon, Facebook. Hey, to each his own. But I tell you what, great power comes great responsibility. But power always shifts. There's only one power that stays eternal, and that's from the Most High, whatever you believe it is. Now, I'm not getting all into that, but there was something that created us. Right? Okay. So anyhow, I just want to encourage anyone that's watching to open to small companies. Why? It's to really right? It's to size businesses really powerful. And human beings are so great. We find a way. You can tell all the big tech, we'll find a way. And this thought might forget. There are people that create, like there's those that can teach and all that stuff. But they may not for car maker, huge deal with the line. But do you think he was the best car maker? Do you think he had like the best designs in mind or something? What he did well, he did. Someone else comes along and they put on it. I say that because somebody my mic, and they're like, oh. And then I showed them my mic, somebody else's mic still on the platform. And they're like, oh, this is better than yours. Yeah. Well, this one is mine. When you go to somebody's, in your head, you might be like, that would look nice over here. No, I like this house. It would be cool if it had a blue. Okay, it's nothing wrong with that. That's what happens, right? Oh, it would be nice if. But you don't go in telling the people that, do you? And you don't think that the house stinks. You just like, well, I would decorate it different. That's the web space. That's web space. Websites, web space. Come on, when people are like, oh, I don't like this site. Oh, it's a janky site. Oh, guess what? It's not your site. You don't like it, leave. But the concept, the backbone behind it, that's solid. Like, you may not like the website, but you like the web because of what you can do with websites, right? You may not like my house, but you like a house because it puts a roof over your head, something in the fridge, like it's your own. We've got to get out of like being negative. And my goodness. And guess what? I saw a problem. I created a solution. People should be like, that's pretty cool, dude. I wish I could create solutions for problems that I have. And if you can't, tell somebody and they'll create a solution. That's why we have feedback and stuff like that anywhere in the world. That's why companies have feedback. Identify something, but you can't create a solution to AT&T problem, but you can give them feedback. Maybe you could, third-party solution. Just saying, parents, we need to teach our children to be more positive. And if you're older out there being negative, you need to check yourself. I'm going to keep on ticking, take my licking. But I felt that I had to talk about it. And I like Robert Blake. I never met him, talked with him, nothing, but he seems reasonable and logical, and he's doing his thing. One thing that I don't like about the internet, though, is it forces you to kind of have a thicker shell. So I think it's removing some of our compassion and love, because when we open ourselves up like that, here comes somebody trolling, which I don't think trolling is bad, except for the fact when you do bad things. Like, I skip around the internet and look at stuff and comment it sometimes before I read it all, and I should. But I'll humbly say, I'm sorry, I didn't read it all, my bad. And I'm not going to be like negative. I may just throw in my 2 cents, and then I'll say something like, I didn't have the chance to read it all, but from what I read, it just, I want the world to know our loyalty is important. And it doesn't matter what you call it, but we show love first, one by one, always return kindness. Doesn't mean buy somebody's lunch, doesn't mean open someone's door, doesn't mean say something nice, but it means what you right, showing love in action and then repeating it. So yeah, if you know someone that's like negative, like I told my son and stuff, he's like, oh, I'll dress up and I use fake things. Don't do that. We don't need that in this world. Be a person of integrity. We all got problems and everything else. And fine, I got a problem. But to choose to go out and say negative things, I don't know. It struck a chord with me, like, enough. Either and I wonder, a lot of times people say that because they are what they call salty. They're a little envious or something. And we need to learn to give a compliment and not be envious. And I can admit, I have all those feelings and stuff at times, but just keep going and then make a solution. And if you think you can do something better, then like do it. Collaborate with people. Like, you only got one life. You want to spend it being a negative Nancy, or I was just trying to think of some words that rhyme or something like that. Double consonants, whatever. Anyway, I'll get the point. Throwback thought. There's a problem, come up with a solution. Period. And I think I wrote a song and I said, it's called Gifts. People in the world don't want to see that. Everybody has a gift. GIFT, yeah. And at one point in the song, I said, I don't hear constructive, just criticism. For those that don't know, there's something called constructive criticism. And I believe that's what we're missing, is constructive criticism. If anyone's watching this and they're like, oh, I don't like this video, either don't say nothing or give some constructive criticism, because anything else is spewing poison and venom. And that's not what the world needs. It's not what's going to take us to a better place to help each of us enjoy our life. Don't do it. Don't do it. My name's Christopher. Nothing more to say. I appreciate everything from everyone. Remember, Arc Loyalty, non-for-profit organization dedicated to fighting poverty. We believe, and it's worldwide, we believe show love first, one by one, always return kindness. I do have more to say, but I'm going to stop because I got to do. Like, go test the new platform. Y'all don't even know how sweet it's going to be. And